third leading scorer on the team, the leading rebounder, a guy who's a great assist guy, and Bones, the heartbeat, really, of this team. So how do you replace a Draymond Green in a possible clinching game?
Well, I mean, isn't he not the MVP of the series thus far? I mean, that's how much of an impact Draymond Green has had on the NBA Finals. You could start arguing that Andre Iguodala might enter that picture. But at this point, I'm not going to forget 3D about the real regular season MVP and about what Steph Curry was able to do in Game 4, and possibly with Draymond Green being out, building on that kind of game to step up and make up the difference. Now, physically, what Draymond brings defensively, they're going to have to alter a lot of things, and they're going to have to change up some of the schemes. You just can't stick with this switching defense. There's going to be a lot more help, a lot more double teams, and some things, if Cleveland's patient, are going to open up on their end of the floor. Be interesting to see how patient Cleveland can be in those scenarios.
Yeah, that's the great point, because now if you trap Steph Curry or Clay and get the ball out of their hands, Draymond, they point forward, they would push it, attack the defense. Now he's gone. Who do you put in? You talk about maybe Rush. Wouldn't be a bad move if they start RJ. But if they bring Kevin Love back, now you got to think about McAdoo or someone else. I know some people are thinking Iguodala. I personally want to keep Iguodala coming off the bench in his role in that situation.
Well, they did start Iguodala in Game 7 against OKC ahead of Barnes, because they wanted him on Durant the whole time. Not the same matchups, obviously, but to your point, you want Iguodala as fresh as possible for when he has to take LeBron on. And you know LeBron's going to probably play 45 minutes again in Game 6. So it's, there's a problem here, and I think it's defensively, to your point, Bones, most certainly offensively for Golden State.
What do you think, DA, about Steve thinking with regards to Iguodala coming off the bench still, sliding Harrison Barnes over to start against LeBron James, because Brandon Rush guarding Richard Jefferson, if the lineup stays small, that's not somebody who offensively you're necessarily scared of. You send out Brandon Rush, who this year had 72 games that he played in. He started 25 of those games. He averaged 7 points. He shot the ball well from the three-point line. Could he step in that kind of situation because of, this is where we get into the regular season doesn't matter? You're wrong about that. This is where the regular season matters, and maybe Brandon Rush is the viable option for Steve Kerr.
The only game that Draymond Green missed this year was a loss to Denver. He has participated in all 88
and I think
of the
Steph had
victories.
38 in that game, too.
Yes, and which tells you how important he is. And I go back to what you guys are talking about. He's the guy that makes it all better sometimes when things break down. He's the help on defense. He's that pass on offense. He's a guy who smooths things over for the Warriors.
He's the common voice. How many sound bites have we seen Draymond Green being on the bench talking to the team in a timeout while Steve Kerr and the coaching staff are out there at half court trying to figure out what the message, and Draymond's the one giving that energy. Come on, guys, stay together. Let's move the ball. Let's believe in one another. That's going to be so missed.
With a team full of finesse, we've always talked about Draymond Green being that force, and that's something they will desperately miss in this game. But schematically, so many things have to change for Golden State in this game, and now this really puts the onus on Cleveland picking and choosing and being more patient in this game rather than rushing, because Draymond Green's not playing. The trap you cannot get into is thinking that in the first quarter you can win this basketball game on the road at Oracle. It's got to be a very patient Cleveland approach in Game 5.